How many times per week do old grandmothers come up to you guys and say, wow, amazing hair. My grandson has just exactly that same shade of hair. It's a miracle. I literally had one lady stop when I was walking with my girlfriend at the time, and she stopped us to say, will you pray with me that my daughter's girl comes out with your color hair? I mean, for a second, I thought she was asking if I had slept with her daughter. I was really confused. And then I realized it was just a religious thing. I mean, overall, being a ginger is definitely a 7 out of 10. I can't really complain. I mean, you get a lot of benefits from it for sure. As long as you can deal with the old grandmothers coming up to you all the time. But I mean, on the flip side, that taught me to be great with parents, I guess. This video is not supposed to be about grandparents. So what's it like growing up as a ginger? Well, most of the time, your experience is going to be repeated. So if you're a ginger and you've had one experience with somebody, like a person coming up and being, first it's going to be their surprise, right? They're going to be like, oh, and then they've noticed you're a redhead, and you're like, oh, here we go. So then probably within the first 2 minutes of meeting someone, they're going to talk about your hair. It's going to come up. I mean, you would say that's probably normal with someone crazy hair like me, but I've only recently had long hair. I had short, fairly short, barely there hair. You could kind of barely see it. And, always clean shaven, and people would always mention, oh, you have red hair, which would be fine if you didn't hear it literally every single time that you met someone, like they're just thinking their words out loud. It would be like if every time you met somebody, they always said they had to pee. It's not rude. It's not, it's just weird. Every time you meet somebody from now on, you're going to have a great time, great person, and then they're going to say they have to pee. And you're just like, okay, I'm happy for you. That is a thing that is happening, yes. It's just like stating a fact out loud. And I never really quite understand the point of it. It's like, do you want me to now talk about my red hair? I can talk about it. My mom, she had red hair. My dad had red hair. What happened was, oh, nice red hair there. Oh, hey, thanks. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the typical interaction, and then I don't really know where to go from there. Growing up, I never had, bullies because I had red. I mean, there wasn't, people attacking me over my red hair, I wasn't not allowed to vote, I couldn't. It wasn't like I'd go out to the store and people were pouring, gallons of milk on me in, Walmart while I'm running, trying to buy some Cheetos or something. No, that doesn't happen. It's more just tiny, mild annoyances that just stack up over time. And you can't mention it because then it's just you're the crazy one. Does the carpet match the drapes? I mean, the line of just low-hanging fruit when it comes to ginger jokes is unbearable. But the thing is, I don't even mind jokes. I can take a joke. It's just, can you have some comedic creativity? Let me put it this way. If your go-to line is, you have no soul, you're copy-pasting a South Park joke. The joke was kind of funny 10 years ago. There's definitely perks, though. I mean, for sure. People are always going to remember me when it comes to my order. They aren't going to forget the hair. I walk in, I'm the only guy that looks like this in Alaska. And to be honest, if you have long, red, ginger hair, it's either hit or miss with the ladies. It's either they like you because you have it, or you're definitely not going to have a chance. And every guy on the planet will tell you, just knowing your shots right out of the gate, that's a benefit. I say this like it actually matters for me. I'm a serial monogamer. Is that the word for it? I do long-term relationships. I haven't been single since I was 13. Every single time I meet the parents, it's always, can you imagine your babies? I bet you can imagine why they're saying that. They would have red hair. Probably. Did you guys notice that I have blue eyes? They might have that too. Hell, they might even be white. The weird part is it's a running gag, okay? Basically, everyone doesn't really believe the gingers, are second-class citizens. There's not, everyone, it's just a running gag, right? Everyone's been going with it. But the weird part is those running gags, unless you're a massive racist, basically stop when you get out of high school. All those like stereotypes, people mature and stuff. But the ginger one just keeps going, which is weird because it's like a running gag. People aren't actually trying to be prejudiced or biased or whatever, but everyone's still in on the joke. Could you imagine being like, I'm going to be 30 here shortly. Could you imagine being 30 and at least a few times a week when you go out to the store, a random person is going to tell you a blonde joke because you're blonde? It in and of itself, the situation is the fun. The jokes are always terrible. Or repeated, there's the same 3 ones I've heard my whole life. But the situation is always hilarious. And unfortunately, if I'm laughing because the situation is funny, they think it's a good joke. So you can't win. I mean, I can build a wall between me and my emotions and deal with it. And that's basically what's happened. But the wind comes down and eventually the wall falls over. And then you become oh, he's angry because he's ginger. The other thing is my heritage. Yes. Congratulations. You got it right. I am Irish. No, I don't have a drinking problem. But I am a massive pothead. That's right. P-O-T. I didn't say potato. You know what it is I think people like to play connected dots with it. It's like, they'll be like red hair. Red hair means ginger. Irish. Potato. Yeah, it's like they'll just go with you ever have those cards where it's like you hold up the card, it's like, what is this? Look, what does this look like to you? What does this crack look like? Oh, a bat? You're Batman. You're scared of bats. I mean, that's the people version, but the earth hates you too. The problem is when you go outside, the bugs love you because for some reason your blood smells better to them. The sun burns you more. Did you know in the ER, gingers are like a way higher percentage more to bleed out as well? I mean, there's like so many health problems with just being us because we're technically mutants. I think we come from the X-Men. We're also a dying race of aliens because it's a double recessive gene, meaning not only do both sides have to have it, you also have to kind of roll the dice in order to get it to happen. I remember those like remember the 4 squares from high school, like freshman year, and you do the little big A, small a, big B, small, and then the connect, there's like 6% chance or something was the answer. I mean, if you really had to think about it, we are going to end up dying. We're probably, if evolution's true, or I don't know what I believe, okay? Who knows? All right, but if it is true and you're getting evolved and it's killing off the weaker species and we're dying out, does that mean we are second class? Overall, though, it's not bad. Yeah, like 7 out of 10. I mean, the perks are there when you can find them. And if not, then at a minimum, you're going to go through your life with like a laugh track in the background because people are always going to come up and say the joke and start giggling to themselves. And it's that or you're going to become really good at talking to grandmas because I tell you, they will love you.